Okay. So the other one really, this is a lot of what this first step is about. You're going to have 10 videos that are going to go over some very interesting and important topics. But cleaning out the basement is absolutely key. And I'm not necessarily talking about abuse, but let's focus on abuse for a second. If there was physical, sexual, social, emotional abuse growing up, you are going to have some things that are tied to that. You really are. To find someone that's been through severe abuse and they're just absolutely healthy without any assistance is very uncommon. I'm not one to say that it's impossible because I'm the believer that there's always an exception to the rule, but you got to clean out that basement because if you're harboring some serious issues that need to be dealt with, that's going to affect the lives of the people that you get into with. Now, I'm not telling you right now to if you had issues, abuses as a child, that as of this moment you need to take a year off from dating, staying away from men. I'm not about that because it's not the best way to promulgate a program, number one. But also, I don't want to be detrimental and tell you that you shouldn't do something if it is important. And right now, you are serious about dating, so we're going to move forward with that in mind. But cleaning out the basement is absolutely important. If you've had a if you were in a relationship with a man that kept you in the house for a month and literally beat the crap out of you every day, and that was a month ago, maybe you want to take some time off. I would recommend that. And I'm not laughing because it's humorous, but I'm just, let's be realistic. But if 5 years ago, you were in a relationship where there was some severe abuse, I've seen some survivors of domestic violence, and they're like a dog that's been beaten. When you raise your hand, it's expecting that to take place. If you're flinching, you know what? You really want to seek assistance, figure out a way to get that over. I would still move forward with dating, at a level that you can handle. Um, Unless you're really acting out, your behaviors are illegal and or unethical or just absolutely degrading to you, and you are able to see that, then you'd want to take off. But if you've got some serious issues that have been popping up in your relationships, you need to seek help. Cleaning out your basement really could. This is something that I'm covering in seminars with an associate of mine, Barry Tidings. He's excellent. I would refer anyone that has serious issues, and this can even go as far back as being in utero and having two parents that are constantly going at it and getting your vibrations tuned in and set at a particular level. He gets into some of that real deep stuff. So we could go on and on and on. But really, these vignettes are about 5 minutes a piece to give you an important topic, something you can work on and go from there. If there's a worksheet or something that I feel is crucial at that particular assignment, I'll make sure that you get that. But let's say you're bipolar and you need to be on medications and things like that. That could also, on that level of psychiatric or psychological care, require you to be doing things that you're prescribed. And so even though that's not cleaning out the basement, but that's dealing with those hardcore issues that not everyone on the streets is dealing with. And so if you are dealing with something that's exceptional, let's deal with that. Don't just bulldoze over and pretend it doesn't exist. I have some very functional women in my life that are doing very well and they are successful and they've had abuses, and because they're doing really well in some very important aspects of life, they feel that didn't affect them. But when you really get into a personal relationship, there are some things that aren't quite matching up, and you can see how that is tied to it. So what I would do is, if again there's a very serious issue, I would seek assistance and just see what happens from it. Maybe you don't need it, but I would really hate for you to be moving forward with something and not acknowledging that big pink elephant in the room, because it'll trample on you and those that you date. So it's only because I care about you that I discuss that. But cleaning out that basement is crucial because all the tools you're going to use from then on, they're great. But it's going to be very difficult for you to apply them on such a rocky foundation there. So quickly, let's get into that next video, but tend to this if it's one that's necessary.